Okay.
This is weird. There's one that says waiting. It says upcoming in the queue on live.
If you look at the guy sitting in the top left, not sure who that is, but they are moving. So this stream is live. Looks like they are waiting.
Are you? Which link are you on?
I'm on Legends 21. I am looking at the screen
through the commentator studio.
Yeah, but I don't see my. I'm unmuted, but I don't see my little.
Okay, let me refresh my page.
I'm gonna refresh mine as well. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm here. So.
Okay, hold on.
So it looks like YOHENDRY with ball in hand. No, my.
Okay, looks like we're back in.
Can you hear me? I don't see my speaker icon.
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, I wonder if.
Just a second. I'll check on the stream here and see. Let me. Second. I'll be back. I'll be back in just a second.
No worries. So while you're hooked behind the 5, attempting to get to that 2. Seeing, I like going 3 rails here. Coming around the backside of that 2 if you can. A little bit of left English. Yeah, he's calling it in the side. Something like that. Got to use a little bit of English here. Yeah, just missed it. Put the 9 on it, tie it up, create a little bit of a problem. I think we're going to see a safety here from YOHENDRY.
Okay, I'm back. And sorry about that to the people who are watching. For some reason, the stream abruptly ended on the last one. So this is, if you're on, you're on the new stream. So hopefully our issues have been fixed. But looks like we're still in the first rack. So we didn't really miss much. They're still.
You still have this problem over here. They're still playing safeties.
Yeah. I wonder if they noticed that it went down and they just restarted it on the tablet.
I don't know, man. If they didn't, this has been a very, very long rack.
I think they did, because if you see here, I think this looks a little bit different from what they wrote in the first one.
No, I want to say that looks the same.
Even with the no space between the 2 and the 11, really? Okay. Anyway. I don't want to speculate what actually happened, but the important part is we're back up and running. So, yeah, the flyer, you're right. The flyer said 200 in the middle, but this says 1K in the middle. So I'm going with the 1K. It sounds a little more spicy.
Yeah, really nice shot there, utilizing both the 8 and the 10 ball as blockers.
Yeah,
a little bit of it. If he can't cut it, he can kick into this ball.
The downside to leaving it close to the 8 is it kind of makes that kick and stick more of an option for Paul to be able to try to hide this cue ball with the kick and stick. If you can get that 2, if you can hit it really full at the right pace and spin, you can hold that cue ball right there behind the 8. And it's not easy to do. But
he's going to jump at this kick. No, okay. He changed his mind.
I think he's elevating so that he can he wants to masse and swerve to help get the kick and stick to help hold.
Yeah,
the ball.
before this he had a jump cue in his hand.
Yeah.
But changed his mind and went for the swerve. Left
Yes.
the shot for YOHENDRY.
I think the straight kick wouldn't have been able to hit the two ball full enough, so he had to swerve kick it, right? A lot of skill involved in shots like that. There's just so many moving parts. And neither one of them wants to pocket this two ball until they figure out the three. So both of them playing really smart and really tight. If this is an example of how this set is going to go from the first rack, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a pretty good matchup. And obviously, Paul, the Fargo favorite, if you will, being about 40 points higher, a little under 40 points higher, but YOHENDRY certainly capable of pulling off this win. If I say favorite in a race to 11, I would only say he's the one, maybe a one rack favorite. I saw a cell phone go flying onto the floor there. It's like unintentional sharking move. Sorry, man.
I think here, I mean, really, if you can't pocket that in that top left, I think you can bank this into the 7. And if you can hit that pole, it'll leave the 3 ball right there.
I love it.
With a stop shot, and the cue ball will stay there, give you a shot on the 3.
I like your pool.
Cross bank it, so he's going to come forward a little bit.
I like your pool. Yeah, I like your pool mind, and so does Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, very smart shot, Zach. Your pool intelligence, we'll call it.
Yeah.
The pool IQ. I'm always smarter when I'm drawing with the pen, though. That just, the pen makes you increase, your Fargo, at least.
Yeah, well, and
at least
100
sitting
in the studio, you can't quite miss the shot either. So
right. You can draw it up perfect every time. But he did a great job with the cue ball on that. And finally, we're through that 2-3 issue after about 18 exchanges back and forth. And Paul hangs the 4 ball.
Okay.
So,
after all that time, and you were the one to the table with the open rack. You want to get that out, and you want to get that first game. I mean, how long has this match been going?
Yeah, like 30 minutes or something. But that's oh god, that reminds me of one pocket when you play like 50 safeties in a row and you finally get your offensive opportunity and you dog it. Right?
Yeah.
God, man, all that work.
So YOHENDRY here now at the table. Let's see what he can do here. I think he's going to come forward and naturally try to just kind of come back up in this area. I think he saw my circle, so he stopped. Take another look at it. I made it a little bigger, so it was easier for me to not be wrong.
Yeah, and odds say he's going to draw this back for the 8 in the side, and he wants to stay on. Yeah, he did. He wants to stay on the correct side of it. Actually, it wouldn't have been bad to come to the other side. I like
staying right where your circle is right there, and then coming forward and ending up somewhere in here to where you can just kind of follow naturally for the 10 and the bottom of the corner. But I think if he's able to get above this ball and take it in the corner, he's going to come one rail out somewhere in here.
Yep, no problem for him.
Yeah, that's one thing about rotation pool too, is you need to be comfortable moving the cue ball, because you're not going to get perfect every time, but you need to be comfortable moving that cue ball.
Yep. I erased your circle because he missed it. He missed your circle. But he's okay.
Maybe everybody watching, they weren't paying attention for that split second.
Okay.
Hendry, all right. 25-minute first rack.
Yes.
Gets it down and gets on the board first.
And YOHENDRY, man, this is like, feels like Battle of the Beast here. I mean, these guys huge, right? I mean, Can you imagine like meeting this guy in a dark alley somewhere? I'd be like, he's a huge man. Looks like he works out pretty good too.
Yeah, I think I met him once, kind of passing by at a tournament at the Trough. I think that was about a month before he went down to Vegas and played in that Mob Productions event.
Yeah, the $1,000 entry, right?
Yeah, yeah. Did really good there. What did he take? Third, right? Second. Or did he win it?
I can't remember. I think he did get second in one of those.
Second. I remember watching the finals.
Or maybe third or something. He cashed, I think, almost 10K in that event. So yeah, certainly capable. And I believe that was on the bar boxes. I've only seen YOHENDRY's 9-foot game one time. He came up on Lee Baldwin's FNL Productions up in Bremerton, Washington, up here. And he competed against, oh man, now I can't even remember who he played, but I was really impressed with his game. That was the first time I'd even heard his name. But that's the great thing about these live streams. You get familiar with players that aren't in your normal area. Boy, that was lucky. Oh, no, the one's still on the table. Never mind. I thought the 1 and the 2 went down and he had the nice 3 on the side. That would have been sweet. But you going to push out here, Zach, or are you going to try to jump for...
it's tough, man, because the table is so wide open that, you got to come up with something good here. I like where he's looking if he's going to push out. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
You got to come up with something to where you're not giving up a makeable shot, right?
I think going for the
play somewhere to where you can play safe. I like this shot. It's going to really entice Paul to try to cut it in the side.
I don't think so. I think he's going to slow roll it down to the corner. I think he's slow rolling this down to the corner. He's going to take his medicine, probably end up with the cue ball down here somewhere, right? And just take his medicine. And that 3 ball is very doable for Paul from that position. You can't really do much more than that.
Yeah, I do like the rollout, though. Make it a difficult shot. Make the beginning of the rack weird. Yeah, Paul hit that really, really well.
He did. And again, that 3 ball is very manageable here, coming 2 rails back out for the 4. You just got to put a little bit of outside spin, and you've got a nice landing spot for that cue ball. I'm going to say cue ball in this area here. Now, you came in a little steep. Yeah. He hit that either a little thin or with a little too much outside, and that 9 ball.
Yeah, I think he really threw that ball, kind of really had the cue ball react to come this way.
You think he wanted to come inside that 9? I just think that's just really risky rather than trying to come around it. It seemed like a bigger landing area, but he got good, and he's going to spot the 10, and what is going to...
I think you can come this way, shoot the cue ball through this line, and I think you can make that 5 ball.
I think so too.
A little bit of English, right? And the cue ball comes off the rail out this way. I think you can have a shot on the 6.
Yeah, I think it bumped it a little bit, so it just gave it just a little bit of daylight, and he makes the 10 again.
Yeah.
And is it going to spot in the way?
It's going to be a close one. I think.
I think it did.
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have to swerve, kick, or mini jump.
He's lining up like he can make this ball.
Really?
But they didn't call a pocket, so it's obvious that it would go there.
Wow. That was really fortunate, man. I mean, if he had that, it was only by a hair. So he makes the 10 ball twice. This will be the first run out that I've ever seen where you made the 10 ball 3 times.
Yeah, it would have been a good wreck for a ring game.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Just triple dip. I love doing that in ring games. Just keep making the money ball, keep spotting it up.
Yeah, I had this ring game. Bills. Oh, it was the coolest thing ever. I wish it was on stream, dude. I'm not even going to sit here and explain it, but it was...
Oh.
Woo! Paul getting frisky over here.
Yeah.
I think...
What was he?
I think he's just going to get down and really go for this ball.
Yeah, he was really hesitating a few times on his pre-stroke just to make sure he was getting it right. I'm watching the replay here. I see what he did. He kind of tried to do like a drag draw and catch that rail right here with the spin to come bing, bing, right? And he just got in a little too close to the pocket and it grabbed the points. And now he's got to make the hero shot, the third 10 ball.
It don't matter.
Down it goes, man. Paul Marquez is like, man, lasers. It's like he's got a laser scope on that cue or something. That was a tough 10 ball. They don't get much tougher. And he slow rolls it too. He didn't even, like put the full stroke into it. A lot of times players will put a little bit more stroke into it just to make it go really straight.
Yep.
But he dialed that thing in and slow rolled it right to the heart of the pocket. And yeah, he made 3 10 balls in that run out. That's first time I've seen it.
All right, Patrick. Well, I gotta run, man. I wish I could stay longer. I'm glad I got to jump on for a couple of rats.
No problem.
Martine's at work, so.
Did you message him?
Yeah, he said he's at work. He totally would if he could.
Okay. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get off work. So
yeah, I do got some things I gotta do.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate you coming in for a little bit of commentary. I'll take this one solo here for the remainder, and have a good evening, Zach.
Yeah, you as well, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
What a monstrous break from Paul Marquez. Pockets 2 balls on the break and has a nice juicy opening here to get started. 1 to the 2 is pretty simple. Two plays in the side past the 9. Got to be a little sure of where you want to be on this 4 ball. It looks like he got dead straight on this 2, so it might be to where really the only option is just to roll the cue ball to this spot here and play the 4 from there. But he's going to draw back, it looks like. Yeah, try to draw back and play the 4 in the corner. He didn't I know he doesn't like this position because now he's coming into the 8 with this angle, unless he can draw around it and avoid it, which he probably can. Yeah, oh man, that was not the angle he wanted to be on that 4 ball. He just wasn't able to draw the shot far enough back on the 3 in the side to get the optimal position on the 4 that would have made this run out really simple. And that one leave is what caused this mistake here. What's up, everybody? I know we've got about a dozen people or so watching. Hit that share button. This is a good action, good matchup. Great guys. Paul Marquez, YOHENDRY, Abraham in Portland area playing at Legends Billiard Room. Nice kick from Paul Marquez. He says, I'm not done yet. Making a moneymaker shot right there. Man, that was a big time kick. Totally got out of trouble. And he is trying to more than make up for that missed shot in the first rack that caused YOHENDRY to take the first one. But this looks like a break and run after getting in trouble midway through the rack. Pulls off the hero kick shot. A little stun down to the 10. I like it. So who all's out there watching? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know you're there. Love to talk to you guys. I'm out here in Poulsbo, Washington, sweating this action with you guys. Triple G, is that you? Did I see you jump into the viewing area? I am looking for a co-commentator, so hopefully I can pull one out of our network here if we've got somebody who's at home and wants to help commentate this match with me. This is how EvoSports works. Get matchups at all your favorite local pool halls. Players just use the tablet, start and stop the stream themselves, keep score by themselves, and we just join from home and commentate the matches. And it's a pretty simple, easy solution to live stream pool. All right, so it is winter break, and so Paul, with another successful break, gets the 8 ball down, has a look at the 1. Cue ball is going to be going back and forth. The 2 ball is blocked from both of the bottom corners. So he might have to put a little bit of outside on this to try to get the cue ball in this area here. Bringing the cue ball off this 1, off this rail, and back into this window. Does play for the 2 in the side. And that's not an easy shot to get started with. But if he can pull this off, he's got a potential to have a 2-pack on the books. Yeah, just didn't get enough outside on that ball. I know that's what he was looking for, but he also had the scratch in mind. Actually, he is okay. He didn't need to get underneath that 4 ball. He can back cut this too. It does play to the corner, to the side pocket. I don't believe the full pocket is available for him, but it's definitely there. And hold up cue ball. Hold up cue ball. Okay, and he has done the hard work. Now he's just got to go through the utility exercise of running out the rest of this rack, and the 2-pack will belong to Marquez. And nips the 4, but it works out okay. And Paul Marquez showing why his Fargo says 671 right there. Very capable of putting together multiple racks, getting out of trouble, staying in line, closing out games. This is what the higher level players do. Good shape here, gets on the correct side of the 7. Really helpful. I like it. Great work on this rack. Is he going side pocket? I would have totally assumed, I would have taken that in the corner all day and just stunned it off this rail and out here because your cue ball is only traveling about a few inches. But either way works. It surprised me that he went for the side there and moved it around the table, but that is 2 break-and runs in a row. We call that a 2-pack. Good job, Paul. Let's make it 3. Let's see what we got. What's up, Travis? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was a fun match that I got involved with on the PNW pool thing. Great live stream out of Vancouver, Washington. Jesse Johnson, a fantastic host. His partner, Stephanie, they do a fantastic job of live streaming matchups. And I got the pleasure of playing Kyle Seltman on Friday, and it was a good battle. A lot of fun. So again, guys, make sure to hit that share button. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to see this match, and right now they're getting to see something special because this is Paul Marquez doing Paul Marquez things on a 2-pack, looking to make it 3. And that's where it's going to end with a dry break. YOHENDRY gets off his chair for the first time in about 15 minutes. And that is what you want to do early in a match. You want to just get your opponent in his chair for a while, get him off balance, get in stroke, and it just makes the rest of the match so much easier. So great way to start it off for Paul. Let's see if YOHENDRY can fade the Fury. 2 to the 3 is tough. Not a lot of room to move around anywhere on this side of the table. You have to keep the cue ball coming around this side off this 2. So, you know, I think he's going to try to stun this down and back up. Yeah, that's the way to go. It's the only way that he could, because there was just too much traffic the other way, which would have been more natural to go. And now he's looking probably for the safety. I doubt he's going to be tempted to take on this combo on the 9, because it just doesn't lead to anything good as far as a follow-up shot. So I do believe he's going to be playing safe and letting Paul come back to the table with something. I think I'm putting that on the 4 ball. Oh, he hits the point. Beautiful shot. So Paul with a 1 or 2 rail kick at this 4, depending on what he likes. The 1 rail, very nicely, you know, accessible here if he wants to go that way. A lot of players choose to look at the 2 rail because it could lead to, you know, potentially a better outcome. But this one, I kind of like the 1 rail because it's much better chance. You could actually pocket the 3, I believe, down in this corner if you call the 3 here. And if you don't, there's a good chance of you leaving the cue ball in the mess. He's going 2 rails though. Yep, he thinned it. And watch outside pocket. Okay, he's good. Good shot from Paul. And YOHENDRY playing good defense, just not getting that killer blow. And very nice kick from YOHENDRY to get a good hit. But I do think that 3 ball plays down in the corner. Yep, checking his line. Definitely does. He's going to need to use that 9 ball to stop the momentum on the cue ball here. Oh, no, he's not. He just draws right around it. Now what? I'm not sure if the bank window is open here. I don't think so. Yeah, he's looking at cutting it in the side. That's the right play. It's just a matter of how do you get the cue ball through that traffic. You know, you put the 4 here, cue ball is going to come here. You know, you could come into this area here like this. It looks like you're coming towards the 8 in that scenario, unless you go around the 10. So he's going the other way. Yeah, he's playing safety all the way. Good shot. That's the right move because the 3 rail position to the 5 was fraught with peril. In this one, he got maximum separation with a blocker. YOHENDRY without the jump cue in his hand. So obviously he's thinking about just kicking. So he's kicking. Okay, I like it. He's calling this pocket here. Good hit. And this is going to be another safety. I believe Paul can just put a stop shot on this 4. freeze the cue ball to the 9 as good as possible. Try to put a little bit of glue on that cue ball, stick it to the 9. Well done. Yeah, you know the 4 is going to travel on that shot because you have to put pace into it to get the cue ball to hold. That's probably as slow as he could have hit it and still gotten that stick. But as long as you're glued to the 9, that was a good safety. And YOHENDRY, every turn at the table, has been behind a ball, has not had an open look yet, except for after the break. Oh, so close to getting the hook on the 6. He just kind of flaps his arms like, man, I'm hitting him good. I don't know, just not getting the rolls here. If he just bumps that 6 ball, he's in great shape. But the fact that it misses the 6, that opened it up wide open for Paul to take this rack and go up 4-1. I like the stun follow there, if you guys are paying attention to that. It's a good shot to have in your bag. You just need 2 inches of follow. Hitting that cue ball just barely above center gets you that nice stun follow, we call it. It's very predictable if you practice that one at home. Practice your stop shot, and then just go a quarter tip or half tip higher on the cue ball and put the same stroke on it, and you'll get that stun follow. It's a great one to practice and have in your bag. Got up a little high on that one. You might have to use the second rail with the cue ball and come a little closer to the 10 here. I don't think you're going to try to hold it. I think you're going to go the second rail and just be a little closer to the 10. That was well done. You didn't want to have to use that second rail. It made it a little bit more difficult. Chance of overrunning your position, but worked out really good. Looks like we might have maybe a player break here. Yep. Maybe. Yep, player break. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes as they change the score to 4-1. And hang out with us. All right, looks like we're back in action. I'm trying to get a few more viewers for us. It's pretty hard on a sunny Sunday afternoon or evening to get people to watch pool, but hit that share button, grab the link, put it on some Facebook groups and your pages and things like that to get some more people watching. Always more fun when we have a bigger group. I just posted it to a few groups while we were on break. So Paul Marquez with another dry break. Seems like every break where he's pocketed a ball, he has broken ran the rack. Paul Marquez has 2 break and runs in this set. And the other 2 breaks were dry. YOHENDRY trying to slow roll this and control the 2 to play the 2-4 combo. Is he off the mark? Yeah, he was off the mark on that. You know, it's not funny. Just having the ball be in front of the pocket sometimes messes up your vision a little bit. Just it being a combo, but you're trying so hard to hold the 2 ball in that spot that the 4 is in. But that was an unusual error for YOHENDRY to miss that combo. And Paul's going to be off to the races because that 3 does play down table. So I believe he's going to be short side on the 3 and just keep the cue ball down in that area, that, 8-inch area to play the 4, the 3 up the rail, then the 4. He probably has to move the cue ball a little bit here, I guess, because he's got an angle, but don't have to worry about position. Position is pretty much automatic. I shouldn't have said anything. Misses the shot and then gets hooked. If he did make it, he was hooked behind the 5. So I guess he did have to worry about position. And I wonder if YOHENDRY has the window. Is the window open? Yes, it is. How does he is he getting that window for the 4? Oh man, this is really, I think he's got it. Yeah, he can see the left side of it, it looks like. So very fortunate catching that small little window between the 6-8. Oh, he doesn't have it. He's got a swerve. He overcooked the swerve, came rail first, I think, into the 4. So got a little bit extra on it just to make sure he gets around. I think he didn't have to swerve, but the leave on the 5 made it better if he can come full into the 4 by swerving around the 8. So I believe that's why he chose to do that. And watch out. Oh, man, comes right in through traffic. Misses the side pocket. That is unreal that he came through this angle, missed both balls and the side pocket, and came out. That was really unusual and quite fortunate, I'd say, that nothing bad happened there. Back cut on the 6, beautiful. Now he's really in line to close out this rack, and this is what he needs. You just don't want Paul to have too much juice in the beginning of this set. Yeah, if YOHENDRY has a chance at winning this set from this position, he's got to just step on the gas right now and really stop the Paul Marquez freight train in its tracks. And he's doing just that. So really good out, a little bit of touchiness, and I think a bit of a fortunate roll coming through that line like he did, but gets it done. And honestly, very fortunate YOHENDRY was able to get back to the table after the missed combo. And he took full advantage of it. All right, we're starting to climb in viewers now. Again, make sure you're hitting that share button. These guys are playing at Legends Billiards Room, so shout out to Legends. Super great place to hang out and get into action. And just remember, EvoSports is available anytime at Legends on table 21. You can get on your EvoSports. Just ask for the tablet when you're on table 21 at Legends. If you're going to be planning a match, though, it might be good to reach out to them through their email and reserve the table at a specific time, because it is starting to get a little busy with matches, especially on the weekend. But all you do is come in there, ask for the EvoSports tablet, and you just type in your name, your race length, and hit start stream, and you're live. Okay, calling the 2-ball. I like it. This is bank pool right here. But how does he avoid? Oh, he's calling the 1 ball. He's on the 1 though. He's going the 2 rail bank here, the Z bank. Oh, look at this. Oh, if it nicked the 8 ball, it goes in. Great attempt from Paul. He would have been kicking at that 2 ball, but that's, you know, that's okay. It would have been a heck of an opening shot to 2 rail that 1 into the pocket. Safety coming. Doesn't get there. Unsuccessful safety. That was touchy. That was really touchy. I think he was really wanting to hit the cue ball to that point right there on the side pocket. If he hits that point on the side pocket, he's really good with that safety, because it just kills the cue ball right there at that speed, and you know you're frozen behind the 3 ball. If it misses that, it's really hard to hold it, and that's what happened. So jacking up off the rail. Yeah, those are easy to miss when you're jacked up on the rail trying to get a little extra out of the cue ball and swing it back. He hit it at a nice medium speed stroke to improve the accuracy there, but wasn't able to convert. And I think we're seeing another safety here. Cue ball behind the 10. Doesn't get enough out of it. And that's going to set it up, I think, for Paul to be able to play this in the side. I don't know. And if he can, then you got to come over here and look, okay, and say, all right, so if I've got my cue ball where the 1 ball is, can I make this 2? Right? That's the other question. I don't think he can play it in the side the way his head is moving. He might have to cut this up table and maybe hope to play it off the 2. Yeah, I think you would like to play this off the 2 ball and pop the 2 out a little bit. You're going to have to play this with some pace, because now you got to fade the 3 ball with the cue ball coming out. It's going to be a little bit wild here. Oh, wow. I think he wanted to hit that. He wanted to hit it off the 2, because he knew that if he didn't go off the 2, he's going to be faced with this. But this should be a good opportunity to play safe behind the 7. If he can just avoid the double kiss. Oh, okay, double kiss into it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's going to like what he gets back here. I don't know that he really had much more options than that, honestly. I don't think he could have avoided the double kiss to get behind the 7, so he just took what he had, took what the table gave him. So Paul looking to potentially elevate this cue ball and come here and try to have that sort of curve grab and come back into it here. That's what he was looking at when he was elevating up, but he's not going for that. He's going a little long way. Looks like we're looking at this. He's got to avoid the side pocket here. I think he's got to come right here. Yeah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that shot at all. Neither one is very easy to execute, but yeah, there we go. Elevation with the swerve and try to get the stick behind the 7. Good attempt. That was a great attempt. That could have really worked out well if he just got a little bit more swerve out of that. The last second, that cue ball could have ended up stuck behind the 7. So another failed safety attempt from YOHENDRY, just not dialed in yet, and that just might be because early on he hasn't really been in stroke. He hasn't had a lot of open table opportunities to get in stroke, so it's tough to execute safeties perfectly trying to control 2 balls at the same time when you're not at the table hitting balls. Interesting that Paul turns down that opportunity at the 2, not liking the transition from the 2 to the 3. And I would call that another failed safe because this is very manageable here. Definitely wanted that cue ball behind the 10. So not an easy shot. So YOHENDRY not taking the bait on this one either. So they're playing very conservative here. I would have assumed that he was going to go on the offense there and pocket that 2 because it looked like he had a good line to get to the 3. But I think what they're also looking at is you've got this 4 ball that just is in a horrible spot. So there's not a lot of reward for going offensive on the 2-3 when you haven't figured out the 4. So Paul does go offensive there. Gets the nice jump shot. I'll call it a mini jump. Go over the edge of that ball and think he can see an edge of it. And to get this safety to work, he's got to avoid the 5 to get the cue ball back down into an area where he went for the combo. Oh no, this is going to be disaster disaster, and he knows it. He knows it. He's like, okay, giving up ball in hand is not so bad if the 4 ball is still tied up, but the worst possible scenario is that he opens up the 4 and gives ball in hand. That was the absolute worst case scenario and the worst outcome he could have had on this rack, and he knows it. But now the 4 to the 5 transition is not simple. This has to be very carefully thought out. You want to have the perfect angle. I think he would have liked to have a lesser angle on this 4, a little steeper than he would like, but this is manageable to get back down to position in here on the 5. Nicely played. Gets into my circle. I like that. Makes me feel good about me. And misses the 5. Oh, heartbreaker. And again, just not in stroke yet. This is not the normal YOHENDRY. He's got to do some stretching exercises over there, or some jumping jacks or something, and get that shoulder and arm warmed up because he's not feeling it right now. He's made some good shots, but just not closing out the racks. And I have a feeling Mr. Marquez knows how to take full advantage of that one. Just a second ago, he was kicking himself for doing the worst possible thing by breaking out the trouble ball and giving up ball in hand. But here he is back to the table with a chance to go up 5-2. All right. Looks like the viewers are starting to load up now on the screen. If you're watching, hit me up in the chat. Let me know you're there. Always more fun for me if I've got people to talk to. I would try to get a co-commentator for this match, but it's very hard to get commentators on a 75-degree Sunday evening, Pacific Northwest. Not easy to do. And I like the winter break format. This gives a chance for the horse to keep running. He's got to make sure he updates that score. I know the score is 5-2 now. And there it goes. They're using the beads and the tablet, keeping score in 2 places. Paul with the off-center break by a couple inches off. Watch out. That is the risk of that, as cue ball can track right to the side pocket, but very successful break. He's got to look at the 1 in the side. Cue ball is going to travel on him here because that is a bit of a cut, so he might want to take the extra rail, 1 to the side, and it's looking to me like this cue ball naturally comes this way. And I don't think you want to try to hold it there. I think you want to just go ahead and let it go around and maybe try to catch this window in here for the 2 ball. It's a little risky unless you go all the way around another rail and go 3 rails and try to fade the 7-9. Let's see what he does. Yeah, you got to decide, is it you're going to go 3 rails or 2? And if you're going 2 rails, you got to make sure you hit this window here. And if you're going 3 rails, you want it to be all the way out here. But you didn't really want 3 rails because this 2 doesn't play down to the corner. So, you know, he definitely wanted this position. That was tough. That was a tough opener, especially when you're so close to the object ball, trying to time that pace just right. Oh, heck of an attempt. Almost gets the 2 to go in the side, but instead lays it up for... Here we go, YOHENDRY. And this is the opportunity that he needs to try to get in stroke. Run out this rack and then crush a break and get something going here. It's the set's not out of hand yet for YOHENDRY, but it can get there real quick. And you just don't want to miss these open opportunities. So taking some extra care and extra time into this one, knowing how critical each rack and each opportunity is. Sometimes you don't get any opportunities against Paul Marquez. You just sit and wait. YOHENDRY trying to play the 2 in the corner, and he's still not feeling it. Paul looking to see if the 3 goes in the side. I don't think it does. So he's going to have to, I believe, I think you're just going to play this with top, or he's going to draw, it looks like. Draw it back up. Nope, he's playing underneath it. That's what I would have assumed, since he had a slight angle. Cue ball does track close to the side here if you're not careful. Yep. I knew it was tracking real close to that side pocket from that angle. Good control from Paul. And I believe he's going to try to come around the 6. He's going to go with outside and come around the 6-2 rails, play the 6 in the opposite pocket. Nicely done. And gets it all the way down for a good look at the 7 in the side. Perfect angle, actually. This is really good. As long as he can avoid getting tied up on the 9. He might just bump the 9 just to make sure. Just come back and bump it a little bit if you have to. That's good. Didn't need to. See if he decides to play the 9 in the same pocket as the 8. I think that's the easier way to play, but he's going the more sure thing. Looking for position right here. Oh. Okay. Little nip draw. Thought he would have just thought he had a little more angle to swing that cue ball over to the other side of it, but both works well. Paul Marquez up 6-2. Hendry with a very good opportunity and a nice open look at the rack, failed to convert. Looks like another quick player break. We'll be right back. All right, so here we go. Rack number 9 about to begin. Paul passed the halfway mark to this race to 11. Must be a little warm in there. He's and we're still on player break. Hang out with us for just a minute. Waiting for YOHENDRY to get back. All right, here we go. Last couple breaks from Paul. He's actually was successful on his last break. This one is highly successful. Pockets 3 balls on the break and dresses up the one beautifully. Controls the cue ball really nice. It hardly had any movement afterwards. Didn't really get kicked around a bunch. Just kind of floated back there. Had that spin on it and held it up. One ball went back and forth a few times. This is just absolutely textbook for a good break, but does have to pay attention to getting on the 2. Needs that cue ball to slow down a little bit. He's good. Should be a good back and forth here to get on the 3, and 3 to the 5 could be a little bit tricky. Want to make sure you have the correct angle. You don't want to be flat on the 3 ball. And he's coaxing it to go a little further. It does have to be a little concerned here because you can't draw off this because the side pocket's there. So you really have to try to catch that point right here to come out. Yeah, nicely done. That's not easy because it's really easy to hit that point and have it go wild or put too much draw and have it scratch. Lots of bad things could happen, but that was really well executed. And Paul looking for his 3rd break and run of the set. He can close out these 3. Making it look easy. When you can break like that and then get the first couple of shots that are the tougher shots taken care of right away, the game is simple. And there we go. 3rd break and run for Paul Marquez. And that is really tough to fade for YOHENDRY. You know, the opportunities that he's had to win the racks, several of them were not successful. And then you have the racks where you have no opportunities, right? So, you know, out of the 7 wins that Paul has, 3 of them were break and runs. So, you know, the other 4, YOHENDRY had opportunities in. But I'll tell you what, if Paul can break like that, through the rest of the set, it's going to be nearly impossible for YOHENDRY to make a comeback because that's tough to beat. See if he can do it again. Watch this cue ball. He got, yeah, look at that. Yeah, he's hitting that cue ball really clean. And you saw a couple of his breaks where the cue ball kind of went off to the side, almost scratched in the side pocket. But if you hit it right like that, it hits that head ball, comes off, and kind of stops with that spin, giving yourself an open look on something if you can leave the cue ball in the center of the table like this. Looking at the combo. Using some inside to hold that cue ball into that area. Very nicely done, and the one holds up as well. It's not too deep in the pocket to where you can't go rail first. So he is going to go rail first here to get the better angle. No, he's not going rail first. Kind of liked that idea, but this works out too. A little bit longer on the 2. But very good reward if he can pocket this 2 successfully and not scratching that side. It looks like he's going to be held for the 4. I think you can float it in. I think this one he might just float it rather than stroking it. Is he calling side pocket? It sure looked like he's looking at the 2 in the side. That's interesting. He must not like that float shot because the side pocket is so big on that shot. This one, cue ball's going to go a little wild on him, but Comes out smelling like a rose. Didn't really have a good idea of where that cue ball was going to end up. You really couldn't know because it could have easily bumped a ball there, other than the 7 that bumped. That cue ball came right through the path of the 5-6. So lots of strange things could have happened, but he was kind of playing the odds. Pool, a lot of times, there's a little bit of gambling involved when it comes to your shot selection. You're playing percentages, and you are gambling a little bit that on some of these shots that you're going to come out okay. And that one was a good gamble, paid off. All right. In a great spot here for another 2-pack. Looking to make his break and run total get to 4. Guys, if you're not watching this, you're missing out. Paul Marquez is putting on a clinic right now. Gonna load up with some inside here. Try to bring that cue ball, check that cue ball right up this way. It comes out a little bit. That's probably better. Actually, nice to have a little angle on it. Yeah, Paul says this game is just too easy. Let's play some one pocket. Would not surprise me if they headed over to the 9-footer after this and said, all right, let's double it up and play one pocket. So great out, another 2-pack. So that's 2 2-packs for Paul Marquez, 4 total break and runs in the set. Goes up 8-2 and looking unstoppable. This winner break format, and YOHENDRY saying, God, I wish I would have said alternate break. But, you know, if you're YOHENDRY right now, you're just saying, okay, well, yeah, I had some opportunities, but even if I execute on those opportunities, I'm still down in the set as good as he's playing. So, but then again, winner break format, if you do convert some of those racks, it takes away the breaks from Paul, which, as we've seen, is a very powerful thing to do. You got to stop that man from breaking. The only way to do that is to win something. Yeah, he's dialed in with that break now. Pocketing balls. Did get a little extra movement out of that cue ball, so he's going to have a tester on the 1. Probably going to play a safety here. Don't see any obvious offensive opportunity. Maybe. Let's see. Nope. Doesn't play here. And he could play it off the 10 if he wanted to get a little spicy or crazy with this, but I don't think that's likely. I have a feeling we're probably going to see some type of a safety. I'm just not sure where it is exactly. The best place to play. I don't know if you can kind of jack up and try to draw and slide the cue ball over to the 5, maybe. It looks like a possible safety area, but it's really risky. Maybe he's looking at piling in that 1 ball into this area here, bringing the cue ball, yeah, kind of down this way. I don't know. That might be the highest percentage. What is he looking at? I don't think that 1 plays by the 8. No, it doesn't. So, safety coming. Yeah, needed to avoid that 4 ball and bring the 1 back up into this area here, and wants it up nice and tight to the 9. But Four ball said it had other plans for him, so stopping the train. The Paul Marquez onslaught gets derailed temporarily. And let's see if YOHENDRY can execute something here. Now, if they're playing early 10s, you might think about sliding over to the other side of the 3 here. Not sure if they are. No. Even if they are, it might not be the best move. But this is tough because now he's got the angle that he doesn't want. He's going to have to take that cue ball. Yeah, he's going to try to hold it. Yeah, he's going to try to hold the cue ball. And he gets kind of tied up with the 6. It's going to hamper a little bit of his cueing position on the ball. I don't know. I don't think it's too impactful here. Great shot. Great shot on that 4 ball. Gets right out of jam there, and he's just like we said, to stop Paul Marquez, you got to keep him from breaking, and the only way to do that is to win racks. Try to put together a run of your own. Oh no. That was really unexpected. Very unexpected miss there from YOHENDRY, and I tell you what, I think that's a product of Paul playing so well. When your opponent is just putting the hammer down on you, it just makes everything feel harder. Pockets get smaller. We've all been on both sides of that coin, but Paul's still not out of the woods here. He's going to play the bank. I'm kind of surprised he's not looking for the safety and tuck that cue ball behind the 9. He might be playing this as a 2-way. He is playing a 2-way here. Yeah, I like the 2-way. I'm not sure he got there though. He was just calling the 8 just in case because he knows the 8's going to be traveling in that area too. But really, he wanted that cue ball nice and tight, tucked in here, and not pocket the 8, right? YOHENDRY getting his jump cue. Looks like he's got to just jump over the edge of the 9. So this is a pretty straightforward jump shot to make. It's just a matter of, can you keep the draw on that cue ball to kind of get yourself better position on the 9. This is I think the key here is not overhitting it. Like I said, pretty easy shot to execute as far as jump shots go, but getting the leave was the more tricky part. This is just going to be a 2-rail position on the 10. You make this ball, you win the rack. And he does. Great shot. YOHENDRY temporarily stops the bleeding and finally gets to break. And let's see if he can get something going here. I know we all want to see a close match. Everybody does, no matter who you're rooting for. It's always more exciting when it's 10-10, race to 11. Right now, YOHENDRY just thinking about making it 8-4. That's all. Nothing more than that. So YOHENDRY breaking from the same place Paul was. And gets good action, but 4 ball down, okay. But the one ball doesn't cooperate for him. So kind of an unlucky roll there for YOHENDRY, especially at this stage in the set. Really needed to get a clean look after that break. He can see the edge of the one here. I don't know if he can see enough of it to play it down in the corner, or if he would even try that. Okay, he fouled. He did have just a thin edge of the one, tried to catch a thin piece and bring the cue ball back behind the 5 for a safety. I'm assuming here that we're going to see another safe from Paul. I like just punting that, pushing that one down into this pile here and leaving the cue ball right on top of the 5. That's what I prefer. But he's going to go aggressive and offensive. I think that is probably a good strategy for him, especially since he's been playing so well in the set so far. And certainly didn't want to end up with the cue ball on or close to the rail. That limits his ability to, takes away a couple of potential possibilities. Okay, shape on the 6 needs to be in this window here. You don't have a large area. Yeah, he's looking at this line here. He's like, okay, what's my wedge? You know, you want to know what that wedge is and make sure you keep that cue ball inside that wedge. This is hard to hold. This is a tricky, and he even cheated the pocket. Well played. You have to hit that kind of soft and a little drag draw. Draw back for the 7 in the same pocket. No. Did not get the stroke on that ball. And now what are we looking at? Back cut the 7? Or do you play the 7-10 combo? Looks like he's looking at the 7-10 combo. But the back cut is there. Yeah, he's looking at that now. That's what he's going to play. Back cut the 7. Well done. Great cue ball control coming through that window between the 8-10. He is in great shape. Man, what a struggle for YOHENDRY to get off a good break and have a very thin look at the 1 and then missing the 1 completely and hitting the 5 first, giving up ball in hand, and this is the result. We got a little drama. Now, for a 571, this is a lot more missable than a 671. But it's still missable. He's going to draw to avoid the scratch. And he misses it. Yeah. Yeah, that was like the opportunity to really just drive that stake in a little deeper to go up 9-3. YOHENDRY takes it, so 8-4. A little bit of a swing there. YOHENDRY was very fortunate to get back to the table after Paul was looking to really have a clean run out there on that rack. Hendry with another nice break. This one is going to have the one in the side. Yes, it finally cooperates for him. 2 balls down on the break and a good look at the one. Looks like he's really straight on this ball. And maybe even a little angle that kind of takes the cue ball into this direction here slightly. And so that's not as good. So yeah, he did have a slight angle. Using the power draw stroke to get him out of there, and that works really good. So now 2 to the 5 is the transition here, and I believe the 5 does play to both corners, right? So you could really look at either spot, but you want to have a good look at it here and not be tree-topped. This is okay. It was really close to being full tree-topped over the 6, but just that extra, 1/4 of an inch of roll there really helped him out, because now he can cue the cue ball in the center. And this isn't going to go. So the struggle continues for YOHENDRY Abraham. But he does not give up the simple shot, I don't think. I think it's got to be a swerve, or let's see, maybe it does go. Yeah, he's cueing like it does, so okay. Loads up with inside to get perfect on the 6. And I like his odds of getting out from this one. So a little bit of cue movement there that was a little unusual after that stroke. Just something I noticed. But it didn't seem to affect it too much. Down it goes, and it is 9-4. Yeah, YOHENDRY with another opportunity that was missed. You just don't get many chances against Paul, so you have to play in these kind of matches. You have to play your absolute best game on every shot, and it's not easy to do. All right. Looking for break and run number 5 of the set. Where are we going here? What's going on? Ball in on the break. No look at the 1. And he's going to check to see if the 2 ball plays. Not sure if the 2 is tied to the 7 and if it won't play to the corner here, but that's what he's got to look at, because that really has a big impact on the outcome of the rack and what you do here. So the question is, do you push out or do you try to kick safe somehow? The kick safe is there. I mean, I do see a pretty good potential to kick at this one, sending the one over here into this area. And, you know, if you hit it just right, you've got, you know, these 3 balls to hide behind. So it is there. The push out is not easy, really, to find a place that, you know, if they give it back, you're going to want to take it. So I'm thinking we're going to see a kick safe here. Is he just going to tie up a ball? Yeah. So pushing out, not sure. So, okay, that tells me that the 2 ball does not play. There's no way he would have done that if the 2 ball goes. So YOHENDRY needs to figure out either how to break out the 2, which is possible, or set up for the safety on the 2. And he likes to go for the breakout. Just a little nudge is all you need, but I think he nudged that 7 back into the 2, and I think it's still not playable unless he plays it off the 7. I don't know if they're pinched to the rail or not. This is kind of touchy. We're looking at a safety here. So the 7 was not froze to the rail, so that allowed for that safety to be possible, but this is not going to be good for him. He's going to be glued to this 7 ball. The trick here is you got to make sure you get the 2 to the rail. A lot of times the ball doesn't make it to the rail because you just don't hit it hard enough or it hits another ball. But yeah, no rail. Okay, got a rail just barely. That is the risk, right? If it hits other balls, it takes all the energy out of it, and you end up with a no rail ball in hand foul trying to play that safety. But well done, the 2 just makes it. And now Paul is in a great spot here to get back to the table, potentially with ball in hand and everything wide open. I might even just tie up the 7-8. If I'm YOHENDRY, I might just push the 7 to the 8. And, you know, yeah, you're playing 3 foul, and it's risky that, you know, it's going to come back to bite you. But I don't see a real legitimate way to have a high percentage hit on this 2 ball. And if you give up ball in hand, this game is probably going to be over, and Paul's going to be on the hill. So I like tying up the 7. You're in a good spot to do it, but he doesn't like that. He's going for the hit, and he misses it. So that's going to leave an open table with ball in hand. 3 to the 4 can be a little tricky because of that 10 ball can hamper your position ability to get out for the 4, but I don't think it will. I think he'll be pushing forward on the 3 and not even touching the, yeah. Real flat on the 3, but just take your medicine here. Just going to have to take your medicine on this shot. If he has really no angle, I don't like me. I'm not really trying to hammer this ball in and try to cheat the pocket and, you know, come out. I'm just going to take my medicine, leave the cue ball somewhere in here, and play the 4 either in the side or up table. So he hammered it in there, trying to get a little something, you know, just get off the rail a little bit. Oh, just barely gets that 4 to go in off the outside point. And the 7 to the 8 transition is not the easiest either. He's going to have to get that nice little angle and then play 3 rail shape for the 8. He's going to go high inside, bring this cue ball right into this line here. That's what I like. Watch outside pocket. Oh, that could have been disaster. And he gives him the wave, saying, I got lucky. He could have been hooked. He could have been hooked on the point right there. Could have been in the pocket. But going back to that shot that Hendry had where he was really locked up in jail, and that was a very low percentage shot to even get a hit on the 2-ball, went for it and paid the maximum price, which is the loss of the rack. And I think I would have taken my chances with tying up the 7-8. It's always easier to say in hindsight, but of course I was saying it beforehand. Tie up the 7 and 8, even though you're playing 3-foul, make him work for it. And get him out of stroke, right? You got to somehow get Paul out of stroke, tie stuff up, get back into the trenches with the safety game, and get him to stop pocketing balls, right? That's all you can really do. Travis in the chat. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of comments about that picture and my calves. Yeah, so it was a little bit of an optical illusion, Travis. Picture was taken and my calves were just pressed to the chair, so they made it look really huge. Yeah, I got a lot of fun comments after that one. Okay. So a dry break, and that was a good time for a dry break because the 1 and 3 are tied up. Hendry just kind of didn't really take a lot of time. I think he's a little bit frustrated about the way that this set is going right now. Kind of looked like a frustration push out, and yeah, he gives him a real easy. Oh no! How in the world did he give up the window on that one? He had about 9 balls or 7 balls that he could have hidden behind, and somehow the cue ball finds an open window to the 1. Not easy to get on the 2. He's going to have to. Yeah. There was no way to avoid the 7 ball. And I gotta feel the frustration and the anguish here from YOHENDRY, because this is just not a fun position to be in when you've had some open looks, you weren't able to convert, you've had some unusual, uncharacteristic missed shots, you've also gotten some bad rolls in there, and on top of everything, Paul's running out racks. He's got 4 break and runs in the set, so it's like, what can you do? It just makes it feel impossible sometimes. So a failed jump shot there from YOHENDRY, ball in hand. Paul could look at the 2-10 combo if he wanted to. Actually, they must not be playing early 10s, because I think that's the 2-10 combo is the right play right here, rather than trying to get shape, just because the 2 to the 3 is a really tough transition. So I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that they're not playing early 10s based on this decision right here. Yep, he had to avoid the 8. Didn't get there. He does have enough this 3 to play safe, and he's got lots of, it's a pretty high percentage safety. Didn't get there. Sold out the ball. That plays. YOHENDRY with another opportunity. Paul on the hill. You can't think about needing to win 7 in a row. You just got to think about this shot that you have right in front of you. Make the best what you have. See what happens. I like it. That worked out really well. Nice full bump on the 5. Holds his position really good for the 4. Natural shape to just float down for the 5, and everything is in order here. He got a little hot on that one. A little more angle than he was looking for, but it's nice to have an angle on the 8 here. You don't want to be straight on it. Angle kind of makes the position quite a bit easier. You don't have to force anything. Down it goes. Heart of the pocket. No. Okay. That would have just been crazy if he loses the set on a scratch on the 10 like that. But that ball was tracking for the corner pocket, dead center. So good thing he didn't hit it just a touch harder. And that table has a lot of roll to it. So, it's fast. That table 21, the TV table at Legends, it plays fast. So you got to remember that. So here we go. Hendry trying to get something going. 3 ball down on the break. Got to look at the 1. 2 balls going to come up to the center table, and he's going to have an opportunity to get something going. Needs the break and run right here to really get himself back into it, get into stroke. Wobbles that 1 ball home. Yeah, it's, when things aren't going your way, even the simple shots become just a little bit harder. Coming to the other side of the 4, playing it up table. I like it. Perfect shape for a stop shot here. And being underneath the 5 makes it easy to kind of draw that, hit that 5 into the side and draw back for the 6. So stop shot, I think. Okay. We'll stun follow. And he's got the nice angle on the 6 to get all the way down to the 7, which is what he wanted. Like to have a little steeper angle. 8 ball does come into play a little bit if he wants to try to come this way. He's got to avoid the 8 and the scratch. So and he is going to do that. He's going to take the extra rail. Watch out for the point. That point does come into play there, and it got him. And that's the right play. Inside using the 2 rails is the right play because it just makes the shot easier and it increases your odds. But the only thing you have to fade is hitting that point, and this is not going to be good. Oh, I thought that cue ball was going in. So Paul getting his sand wedge out and shooting out of the backside of the pocket. Not an easy shot, but certainly a high reward. This could be the match-winning shot right here if he makes this. And it's not going to go. But tree-topped on the 9. He gets a favorable roll and leaves YOHENDRY tree-topped with nothing but a bank. I suppose he could cut it if he wanted, but I think the bank is going to be a little higher percentage, or the safety. Safety, much higher percentage. Man, that's high quality play right there. Just catching that thin little edge of the ball. Those are the shots we always try to practice, and it's just so hard to hit that thin piece. It's easy to either miss the ball completely or hit it too full and move it too far. So notice YOHENDRY's speed of play has sped up just a bit. And I think a a lot of times that just has to do with the score. And the pounding that Paul is putting on. For the match, 3 balls to go. Watch this spin. I thought he was going to try to come to the other side of the 10. Fortunate that he didn't come into the 10 there. Could have blocked his shot on the 9. But he came out great. Looking good. It's going to be 50-yard line. And that might be the speed of the table as well. Really thinking he's going to hold this cue ball into this area. So here we go. 10 ball for the win, for the match win, and it goes down. Paul Marquez, 11-5 over YOHENDRY Abraham. What a good matchup. 4 break-and runs in the set. Just putting on an absolute clinic. And YOHENDRY with not many great opportunities in that match. Fought hard, got to 5, but man, it's tough to beat a guy who's playing that good. So congrats to Paul Marquez. Great effort from YOHENDRY. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm glad you were able to watch. And I'm sure we'll see you guys soon with some more action at Legends. Make sure you get down to Legends and get Table 21, the EvoSports table. It's open to anybody who wants to live stream their matches. So if you want to get on and get on the stream, I think there's an email out there. You message me if you need to get it, and I'll send it to you if you want to reserve the table. But that's it for me tonight, guys. I'm out, and have a great evening.